The new Doom games have been compared to Serious Sam and Painkiller, as they focus on arena-based combat more than anything else. Now, I have not played Painkiller, but I have checked out a few games in the Serious Sam series, and yeah, the connection between Doom Eternal and Serious Sam is quite interesting. First off, we gotta start with Serious Sam 3, and how the game features rip-off Mancubi enemies. Apparently, Crow Team were one of the teams approached to develop a Doom reboot, but this of course fell apart and we then got Doom 2016. Crow Team used the assets they had and implemented them in Serious Sam 3, which is a game that I have mixed feelings on. The gameplay itself is fine enough, I mean it's typical Serious Sam action, but the art style, especially in the early levels, is what loses me. I covered this topic in another video, so I won't harp on it here, but I feel like previous Serious Sam games had a more appealing art style. Anyway, it's interesting that id Software took parts of the Serious Sam formula and chucked them into Doom 2016. Serious Sam relies on arena combats, and I've heard some people say that the games are mindless, which is just not true. While it doesn't follow traditional 90s FPS game design in my opinion, Serious Sam is still a skill-based shooter that will slap you around if you aren't focused. The weapons are situational, knowing the properties of each enemy is crucial, and on the harder difficulties, Serious Sam gets insane. This sounds similar to Doom Eternal, right? While Doom Eternal doesn't have as many enemies on screen, the arenas are way more vertical, and it's no doubt more polished than Serious Sam, these two games do share common ground. In Doom Eternal specifically, you do have more movement options, and the weapon combo mechanics make the game feel very fresh even to this day. Serious Sam is a little more one-dimensional, and when you buy a new Serious Sam game, you know exactly what you're going to get right off the bat. I also think that the levels in Serious Sam can sometimes become tedious due to the samey combat encounters and monster variations, and Doom Eternal does a better job at engaging the player with its actual level design. Sure, there are a couple of levels in Serious Sam the first encounter where you have to collect a few items, but that isn't fun or exciting. To be fair though, from what I've played of Serious Sam the second encounter, Crow Team made the levels more varied and there are plenty of environmental hazards to keep it interesting. Doom Eternal has keys to collect, the objectives and stage obstacles are pretty cool, and even though I don't think the level design reaches the heights of classic Doom, Doom Eternal holds its own. In the Ancient Gods DLC and the Master levels, the designers put in more dickish traps and sometimes punish you with demons when you find a secret. Serious Sam does this all the fucking time, and it's one aspect of the game that I flat out dislike. The secrets aren't even worth it half the time, and more often than not they get you killed. I do want to hear from you guys about Serious Sam 4, as I haven't played it yet, and how similar it potentially is to the Doom reboot games. I'm expecting it to just be like every other Serious Sam title, but I am interested to hear what you have to say in the comments.